Carpooler with Ben, folks. You know, I had her in the car. I think it's almost been 2 years. It's almost been 2 years, and I'm so sorry I haven't had her sooner. But ladies and gentlemen, one of the most popular guests ever to join me in car is a one-time NBC The Voice finalist, right?
Sort of. Kind of close, but
she should have won. But you know what? That year, that was their fault. It's not hers. She is Emily Luther, one of the greatest vocalists you've ever did here, folks. Joining me live from, where are you at school? Are you at home? Where are you?
I am home on Wednesdays. I teach virtually on Wednesdays, so
Okay.
I am home in my little office space, which I think a lot of people know what I mean, that quote unquote office space.
The Zoom room.
The Zoom room. That's right. The Zoom room.
You are you're working up at Mount St. Charles. You're teaching.
I am.
Dance.
I teach chorus and drama.
Okay.
I teach chorus and drama, and I teach from 6th grade all the way to 12th grade. It's my second year at Mount. It's been incredible. It's a tough second year with COVID, and it was a tough end of first year from March on last year. But I'm amazed by how well people just power through all of this, so I'm grateful to be where I'm at. So it's going well.
Well, I remember last year when you first started the gig, when you first got the gig and you shared it online, and then as things got closer and as the whole year last year started, you were just like, this was like a whole new burst of energy for you. The kids are just, you were just so like amped up about having this new position, and it's something different. What's that like?
I think it's way better than I could have ever imagined.
That's good.
And I don't mean that in like a negative way. I think I was expecting it to be awesome, but I think using my life experiences in the arts to talk to my students and influence them in a way through my own experiences has been really rewarding and interesting for me, because I never thought I'd be in that position to have so many faces in front of me that would ask, the questions about the industry and for me to be able to like talk openly. And we're also doing concerts and whatnot, but there's still like a whole other layer to the entertainment industry. So it's really, really cool. But yeah, I was so amped up, and now I'm even more amped up to be in this great place. I mean, COVID has definitely put a damper on things.
Sure.
We're just going to keep going and doing our thing. And next year will be a whole different ballgame, we hope and pray. So that's what it's all about.
I hear you. For folks who don't know, you went to one of the greatest music schools in the world, Berklee College of Music, right up the road there in a little town called Boston.
That's right.
Sleepy little city. It's cheeky, but it's amazing. You went there. You took classes there. You've performed with a lot of musicians from there. Even when you perform out locally or regionally, you have your core group of a band. So talk to me about your band.
Yeah, so I'm lucky because I think Berklee is one of those places where it humbles you when you get there, because you look around and you're like, whoa, these are just, you're surrounded by incredible talent. And I've been really lucky to be able to have great friendships with all of these people, to use them in my shows, to use them on, like this upcoming album. Most of them right now are Berklee professors, which is kind of funny. I have Sal DeFusco, who is a guitar professor. Joe Santerre is a bass professor. Joaquin Santos on drums, who he's not a professor, but he's taught classes there for their summer program. And then I also have James Tootle, who's not a professor, but used to be like the in-house pianist at Berklee for all of the ensemble groups. So, it's those relationships you get through going to a place like that, and you stay in touch with people. And when you call them and say, I've got a project for you, they're there. And it's cool. And they still, it amazes me what they're capable of. It just blows my mind.
It's a phenomenal school. If students out there are considering a great place to get a wonderful music and arts education, or from any whether it's instrument, whether it's mixing, from recording to just, it's such a wide range. Check it out, Berklee up there in Boston. And recently I saw you took a visit to one of my favorite places on earth. It's like a Disneyland for a drummer. As you can notice there, a lovely Zildjian cymbal behind me adorns my shelf of knickknacks. You recently went and did some work with Zildjian.
Yeah, so they were looking for a female model, if you will, too. So I sent some pictures out and they booked me,
Nice.
which thank you. It was definitely it was a little bit out of my comfort zone, I'm going to be honest.
Yeah.
But it's wild to me because like you just never know where life is going to take you. So they booked me for the gig. We did the entire like new apparel line for them, and they're like, okay, you're going to be the face of like, you know, we're going to put this on Amazon, and this is going to be when you first open the Zildjian website, your face is going to be there. So it's funny for me to like open it and see my, you know, my modeling, quote unquote, because I'm not like I am like not a model, but if they're gonna book me for it, I'm cool with that. So
And you know, it's always nice when they pay you in something other than symbols. So
yes,
you know, but if they do, just you know, I'll gladly help you exchange
I
that
will
for.
send them your way. Don't you worry. You were
It's
on top of my list.
that's great. That's great. So you have been busy. Back in the summer, I saw a post from you saying, "I have an idea," and that idea has turned into this snowball as it's grown, just rolling, and it's growing and growing.
Yeah.
You have an album coming out real soon. Tell me about it.
Sure. So the original plan was to do my original album, which is all, you know, my own work.
Yep.
Hit the studio like March 1st. And then March 13th, 14th, whatever it was, everything kind of shut down. And, you know, tried to do the whole like, okay, let's Skype, let's Zoom, let's write together. It just, you really have to be in the room to do stuff like that. And you have to feel the energy and feel the excitement from other writers and musicians. And I just wasn't feeling it anymore. But I felt like I still needed to release some art. It's been a long time coming. So I just was with my friend, Mike Sartini, who's actually the producer of the album. And we were sitting by the pool and he looked at me and he's like, I don't understand why you don't just do it like a Christmas album or something. And I said, well, it's so expensive. Like I'd have to hire all these musicians. They'd have to work remotely. And he's like, well, maybe you should start a Kickstarter. And I thought, all right, well, I'm a little concerned that I'm going to start this Kickstarter. It's not going to fund in time. And then like, I'll be embarrassed because I'll be thinking like, oh my God, I started this Kickstarter and nothing happened, whatever. Like if I'm so lucky and blessed, we funded the, I think it was a $3,000 goal in 48 hours. I was like,
wow.
So I had a good happy cry about
Sure.
that because it was like, it just reminds you, life sends you like these little reminders, like you're on the right path, you're doing what you're meant to do. So once that happened, it was like, we just, you know, hit the ground running. Everything that you will hear on this Christmas album is going to be, you know, we all recorded remotely. So everybody was in their own home studios,
wow,
being a single performer and using click tracks and using what we send them from the studio to record and then send that over to Mike and then for me to record vocals on it. So it's an EP. So there's 7 tracks on it.
Okay.
Coming out Friday, November 13th. We have already completed obviously the Kickstarter pre-sale, but we will be putting up a link to buy the physical copy online as well. And you can also purchase the digital download of the album. That will be posted in the same place. So I'm just so excited about it. And I think a lot of people need some positivity and something to look forward to. And even just getting this project ready has been great for me to stay focused and to stay positive.
I think it's such a great way to you know, like you said, employ and give some business to some of your friends, the people who have supported you, people who would have maybe gone out over the past 6 or 7 months and gone and had dinner and heard you perform somewhere or gone to a festival or at one of your shows. You know, they haven't been able to do that. So, you know, for them to come out and support you and your team, it's phenomenal. And folks, listen, digital is great, you know, buy the digital copy. That's awesome. But I would strongly encourage people to, you know, get the physical copy as well, because let's face it, the artwork, I see it as something really unique. The art that has come out during this time frame, during this COVID period, it's not a typical record. I mean, music, for the most part, the most popular stuff up until March had always been traditionally recorded, like you say, in a studio, in these big sound stages with all these, you know, hours and stuff there. When you're able to work I want to say maybe 3, 4, 5 times as hard to make that magic happen. And hats off to you and your producer and all the people that really get behind it. That is just something special, and I'm looking forward to hearing it, because I really think I'm looking forward to hear that magic translated through the music itself and coming out of the speakers.
And that's the thing too. You mentioned it in the beginning of what you just said. I'm doing this obviously because, my art is important to me, but I also have a lot of friends that are struggling right now. So it was really great for, people to support not only me, but to support these musicians. Like, we're all in this position right now where we don't know when this is going to end. And, this is our career, and it's very, very discouraging. So I felt such joy and happiness being able to call like my friends and being like, hey, hey, Sal, I really want you on my Christmas album. Are you interested? I mean, that in a way, they were almost like even more excited because they're like, yeah, something to work towards. We all miss performing live. We all miss like connecting with our audience in person. So this is the next best thing. And I think, we want our art to get out there, and we will do what we need to do to get it out there. And so you're totally right in saying that.
Here's what I'm secretly hoping for.
Uh-oh.
I'm hoping that the producers for the Muppets will see this and say, next year, we're going to do another Muppet Christmas special, and you're going to be the real human through it.
Oh my gosh.
In which case,
I would love.
I need a confirmation from you right here, right now, that I get some kind of access to at least, like interview a Muppet.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if
possible,
they're going to do it. Yes, absolutely. Okay. I mean, this is like, you've birthed this idea. So therefore you are the creative person behind it. So thanks
to ADHD, this idea has been brought to you by the letters ADHD.
I love it. Hey, you know what? I mean, those are the people that, because of those things, ADHD, ADD, OCD, whatever, certain things can come from that are beautiful and imperfect, but great ideas. And you
got to make the alphabet work for you. So I
agree.
It's that's a strength right there. Aside from the Christmas album, the holiday album that will be coming out, what else are you thinking of? I know you were originally planning to get your original work done. Where is that in the process? Is that like after this project's done, okay, we're going to pick back up with that, or are you still waiting for components? Where are you in that process?
I think I'd feel more comfortable once we get out of phase 3 now. I think that's really what I'm waiting for, because I want to be able to like go up to the studio and sit with people and, write a song and be around other musicians, because like my thing has always been like, if it's not right, I don't do it. So it would have to be really, really organic and make sense for what it is I want to accomplish. And I'm just praying that like we just get to that point. I'm hoping, right after the holidays, we're in better shape, but we don't know at this point. So The plan is there is no plan, but it is in my brain. It's like, it's still there.
So the last question I'll ask you before you go, because I know you got more classes to teach. The pandemic obviously has made it so a lot of people aren't doing things. It's stopped a lot of things. Yeah. But on the flip side, a silver lining, if you will, is it's taught people something new. It's taught people something new about themselves or a skill or something. What's something positive or something new that you've discovered that, will hopefully help you going forward?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think for me, and it kind of reminds me of the conversations that we have with each other. I think after this is done, we're going to have such a greater appreciation for human connection and human interaction. I think it's so easy for us to pick up a phone and talk to someone through text or email or FaceTime or Zoom, what have you, that we kind of thought like, oh, I'll just text them, whatever. But there's nothing better than being in the presence of your family, your friends, and seeing them and breathing the same air and talking and connecting and hugging and touching. It's so, I miss that so much. So I think one of the things I've learned is how important that, no matter how advanced our technology gets, the importance of human connection.
Yeah.
And especially with our art. Like if I don't see theaters and live shows sold out after this, I'm going to just scream. Cause I feel like people are going to be like, we got to go out. We got to see people.
Sure.
You know? So that's pretty much it. That's what I've taken away from it. I've appreciated my friends, my family so much more. And I can't wait until we're all like able to sit around a table and share a meal and talk and laugh and hug. It's just, I miss it so much, which I think a lot of people do too. So
I think you're right on. Ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be an incredible album coming to you direct from Emily Luther. Really just a special project brought together by the worst pandemic that we've seen in many, many years. And this is going to be special. Folks, go out, support this project, get this music, throw it in your car, buy one copy for your house, buy one copy for the road, maybe one for the vacation house in the Hamptons, buy multiple albums. It'll be good for you. So Emily, always great to see you. You look well. Please stay healthy. And I look forward to seeing you in person soon.
Thank you. You too. Thanks for having me, Ben.